the mouth. Did you catch the point? When there is no error message, how do you know the problem? You need to show some error message to user. It is not accepted. It is not going to be accepted. See, for example, you went to you have tried nearly some 15 to 20 cities. 15 to 20 cities, except the 6. Except the 6 what I listed here, you tried some 15 to 20 different cities now. None of the things are getting accepted. No error message, and the value is not being accepted. Do you enjoy it? Tell me how it will be. How it will be 15, 20 values you assigned and none of the things got values have been received. How do you feel? I think you don't have any feelings. You require to consult a psychiatrist first. Frustrated, yeah, irritation. You get frustrated and irritated with it now. Yes or not? Some multiple values are tried and all the values getting rejected, not accepted, no error. And it looks to be frustrated. You went to a restaurant to have a breakfast. He has given a menu. The menu has 100 to 150 items in it. So you opened it and you started ordering. Till now, you have asked for some 15 to 20 items and the server said you're not available. You looked into the menu and ordering something and it said not available. How do you feel now? Frustrated. What is that? Whatever you say, whatever I ask, you're saying not available. Then why did you give this menu to me first? So what is your next question? Better tell me what is available with you. Better tell me what is available with you. Still the server tells look into the menu. Your action will be you'll throw the menu on his face and come out of the restaurant now. Yes or not? Okay. Still if he says look into the menu means already asked you many things. You said not available. So better you say what is there. I will order from that. Exactly here also. We need a same type of behavior. What is that? The city has to either tell me what it accepts or otherwise accept whatever I give. Yes or not? Either the server has to tell you what is there in the restaurant or he has to bring whatever you order. That's all. So here it is not accepting what I give and it is not telling what it accepts. Got the point? It is not accepting what I give. Otherwise it is not even telling what it is going to accept. None of these things are happened. So the users get frustrated with this type of behavior. What is accepted here? How do I know? Understood? Okay. To resolve this, we have a different kind of properties called as enumerated properties. We have a different kind of properties called as enumerated properties. What is this? Enumerated property means a property with a list of values to choose from. A property with a list of values to choose from. For example, I want to change the background color of my output text. I want to change the background color of my output text. Currently, the output text background color is black color. I want to change it. I want to change it. So if you want to change it, how do you change? Console dot background color is equals to. You want to assign a color now. First, answer my question. How many colors do we have? So many colors are there. So many colors are there. Yes or not? Okay, we have so many colors. Does every color has a name? Yes or no? No. Every color doesn't have a name. Some colors are recognized only with a hexadecimal or an RGB combination. That's all. They don't have a name. You can compare two different painting company shade cards. The same color will show a different name in each card. If the names are standard, why will it show like that then? Only some colors have a name. Remaining all the colors are identified only with their RGB combination. Hexadecimal representation behind. In HTML classes, when you're attending, your teacher might have said to you about this particular thing. Hexadecimal combination of values. Yes or not? Okay, so that's what. So every color doesn't have a name basically. So here, I want to set a background color as a beautiful color I want to set up now. I went to Asian Paints now. I got a shade card. The shade card contains thousands of colors in it now. I liked one color in that. If I try that color, will this work? Huh? Come on, yaar. Open the mouth. Otherwise, get out of the classroom. You're really irritating. Understood? Will it work? If at all I just try to use some color there, will it work now? It doesn't work. Why? Because those names are not standard names now. Those names are standard names. Maybe the Asian Paints understand about it. The same name, if I go to Berger Paints, they don't know that name now. How will my computer know about that name now? Yes or not? That's why, without confusion, when I'm trying to assign a background color, without a confusion, like you assign something I don't accept, what I accept you don't know, without confusion, it will show you the list of all the colors, what it supports. Watch it. When I say is equals to, immediately IntelliSense will highlight you an item in the list. What is that? Console color. What is that? Console color. Dot. Watch. The list of the colors, what it supports you. Pick a color from this list, that's all. It supports only these particular colors which are given in the list now. It supports only the colors which are given in the list now. And see, now there is no confusion like you may assign some color, it may not understand that color. All these confusions are not there now. So I will clearly tell you, these are what I support. Okay. You go to the restaurant and the person is telling, I have only these items. But you order from that. No confusions now. Understood or not? We call this as a enumerated property. What is that? Enumerated property means a property with a list of values to choose from. I will put a list of values before you choose from that now. Are you clear? And now the first question that arises here is, sir, what is that console color? What is that console color? Console color is a enum. What is console color? Enum. It is a enum. Put your mouse there. Enum. What is a enum? It is also a type. It is also a type like class, structure, and interface. But an enum type is a collection of named
console
stand
read.
values.
This will make the cursor to it.
Understand the difference. Class is a collection of various different types of members, fields, methods, constructors, finalizers, properties, indexes, events, deconstructors. Structure is also a different collection of members now. Interface is also a collection of members, but only abstract. And structure, non-abstract. Class, both abstract and. But when you come to enum, enum is also a type, which is a collection of named constant values. It's a collection of constants. It's a collection of constants. All of you can read the description here. Huh? It specifies constants. It specifies constants that define the foreground and background color for the console. Means it is internally going to contain a set of constant values in it now. Okay, let's understand how to define this enum. How to define the enum. Very simple here. Modifiers, enum, name of the enum, and inside of it, list of constants. Better to say named constants. List of named constants. Right now we saw an enum with a name called console color. Na? How is it defined? Like this. Public enum console color, and inside of it all the colors
search it
defined. Black, blue, cyan, white, yellow. All the list of the colors are defined here. Okay, listen. Each value inside of this enum is represented with an index, and the index starts with 0. So black is 0, blue is 1, cyan is 2, You can see this. Ray, any predefined thing, you can right click and use the option, go to definition
For
and check out.
AGM how it is go to the document.
Check. Black is 0, dark blue is 1, dark green is 2, dark cyan is 3. Okay, dark red is 4, dark
So this is
is 5,
committee
dark yellow is
composition
6,
meeting type. So
gray,
here, these
dark
are
gray,
IDs.
blue,
10 minutes.
green. Nearly some 16 values are there. Are you clearer or not?
Ask Abhinay.
Okay, like this,
You
they are
know,
going
even
to be
last time, Rohit, that
represented
had
with
happened.
No,
She
no,
hadn't shared Excel.
Now tell me,
I know
same
that.
like this, I have a
And then
plan
that-
now.
that
What are the
came as a
plan?
backfire to
I
us
want to
only.
define a
Yeah,
enum
and
with a
now
name
you just
called
tell
as
me,
cities.
now we are not able to
And in
create
this,
itself,
I
meeting
want to
itself,
define
template
all
field
my
itself,
cities.
and she's telling
Okay, Bengaluru, Chennai, Delhi, Hyderabad, Kolkata, Mumbai.
anything fine, no issue.
Listing all the constants now. Now understand what are the expressions? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And if you don't give, that is the index. If you want to give an index also, we can give. What I mean is, if at all you are confused with the
Able to
zero
see my
based
screen,
index, and if you have a plan to start with 1, you can say is equals to 1. So now it will take the continuation 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Are you clear? I want to start the index from 10. Then it is 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Understood or not? It is still possible to give your own index for your own value. Means this is 10. I want this to be 15. I want this to be 20. I can give random also like this. If I stop it, continuation will be 21, 22, 23. Understood or not? You want to give your own value? Give it. Otherwise, don't give anything. It will take the default. What is the default? 0. Start from 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Understood or not? Okay, this is how you define enum. Now, if I ask you a question, what is the cities? What is cities? Don't say it is enum. That is a foolish answer. It's a new type, yeah. It's a new type. Every class is a type. Every structure is a type. Every enum is a type. Every interface is a type. All these are types. That's what I first said to you. It is a type, a new type now. User defined. This is a predefined type. And this is a every type can be used for defining, for declaring fields, for defining methods. We can use types under them now. Yes or not? Now, listen. How do we use this? How do we use an integer? Int is a structure type. String is a class type. Cities is a enum type. Array, understand now? Int is a structure type. String is a class type. Cities is a enum type. All are types only. How do you use a string? Sorry, how do you use an integer? Int underscore ID. Something. I'm using it like this. Same way. String underscore name. Same like the cities. Same story. Underscore city. Now you can, I want to assign a value for this ID now. What can I assign? You can assign any value within 4 bytes memory. Minus 2 power 31 to 2 power 31 minus 1. Anything beyond that. Anything within that. Anything beyond that will give you error. Anything beyond that will give you an overflow error. Remember that. You can assign only within that range. Correct now? Okay, I'm assigning 101. String. For string also, we have a limitation, guys. It is 2 million characters. It is 2 million characters. More than that, it doesn't accept. More than that, it doesn't accept. But we don't give that much size strings generally. But it also has a limitation of 2 million characters, basically. I'm assigning a value here, like some name here. Now, when you come to city is equals to, I want to assign a city. 0. What is 0? Bengaluru. Bengaluru. You can even write like this. Cities underscore city is equals to cities dot Bengaluru. Is also valid. Or you can try like this also. Cities underscore city is equals to cities of 0. All three are same only one. Do you understand me? All three are same. You can write in any of these ways now. And when you asked about the last one, sir, what is the difference between the first one and the last one? Both are looking alike. You said cities of zero. Actually, the zero-based index assignment is possible only for first value. But for remaining values, you need to write like this only. Suppose you want to assign Hyderabad. What is the index? 3. Correct now? But I cannot directly assign 3. I should say cities of 3. Only first value only direct assignment is possible. But rest of the value direct assignment is possible. This is invalid. This is invalid. So how should I write? Cities of 3. Understood me or not? Okay. So just like you declared an integer, you declared a field of type cities now. Got it or not? Now tell me, can I define a property on this integer? Array, can I write a read-write property on that? Help me. Public int id get return underscore id set underscore id is equals to value. Value is which type? Value is which type? Integer type. Now tell me, I want to define a property on the name now. Public string name get. Why you are telling one word? Return underscore name. Set underscore name is equals to value. Is that clear? Same like this. I want to define a property on this particular city also now. I want to define a property on the city also now. Help me. Public cities. Understand? What is the type? Cities is the type. Their string is the type and your cities is the type. Name of the property? City. Get return underscore city. Set underscore city is equals to value is which type? Cities type. Value is which type? Cities type. Here value is which type? String type. Here value is which type? Integer type. So same, yeah, both the things are same. What is the difference between the previous properties and this one, you know? For the first 4 properties you defined ID, status, name and balance. You used predefined types. What you used? So directly you started one declaration of the field now. But here we're not using a predefined type, we are using a Yoda-defined type. So we have one more extra step now. What is the extra step? You're required to define the type first. You're required to define the type first. And rest of the process will be same only. What is the rest of the process? Declare a field. Define the property. Are you clearer or not? So what I need to do, I'm not satisfied with the behavior of the existing city property. I'm not satisfied with the behavior of the existing city property. Let me delete. Let me delete. There is no city property in the code now. Okay now? Now come here. I deleted. So now I want to define the city as a enumerated property. So step 1, define a enum in your code. Define a enum in your code. Unfortunately, do you remember this? We have a class template, interface template, we don't have a structure template. We use the code file. Same way, we don't have an enum template. We need to use code file only now also. Taking a code file. Naming it as cities. Cities.cs. Namespace. Oops project. Okay, public enum cities. And start declaring the things inside of this particular thing now. Okay. Bengaluru, Chennai, Delhi, Hyderabad, Kolkata, and Mumbai. My first step is completed. I defined the enum now. I defined the enum. See, when you put your mouse there, it will tell you the index positions. Got it? Now come to customer. See, cities underscore city. Just notice that int, bool, string, double, predefined types. Cities, you're the defined type. Understood me or not? It is the same, you're the defined type. Okay. Second step. Underscore city is equals to 0, not Bengaluru. 0. 0 is Bengaluru only now. Third step. Public cities city. Get return underscore city. Set. If this is a mandatory condition here, underscore city is equals to value, and all of you can see value is cities type. Value is cities type. Okay now? Now come back here. Watch. obj.city has to print the current city now. Okay. Actually, concatenation doesn't work with enum types. Concatenation doesn't work with enum types. Did you understand what I said here? This concatenation operator doesn't work with the enum types here. Just a small correction. We will use string interpolation. Why it doesn't work, sir? City is a new type, right? Or if an operator has to function, remember here, you need an operator method to be present. So there is no operator method that can be for using a plus between a string and a cities now. Did you understand me or not? There is no operator method available for using a plus operator between string and cities. That is why concatenation doesn't work. Okay. We'll change to string interpolation. I changed it to the string interpolation. Yeah, you saw now. It just go. Okay, let me remove this background color. I want to change it. You want to change it? Okay, let's change it. When I want to change it, all of you carefully watch. See, when I say background color is equals to IntelliSense has highlighted your console color now. Same like this is equals to, check it out. IntelliSense is highlighting your cities dot. The list of the cities. What do you want? You can assign it right now. So now there is no chance of making a mistake now. I'm putting all the values before you and telling choose from the list. And you will not be making any mistake right now. Are you clearer or not? Understood my point? Okay, like this, we can just go for modifying the appropriate things over there. So here it is going to be, yeah, Bengaluru, Hyderabad. Just a minute. Modified city. Just say now I'm trying to assign a value like Pune. Is it valid? What is the error? Tell me. Did not understand. What is the error? Cannot assign string value. Array. City is which type? String. Cities type. Pune is which type? Then how can you assign a string to cities type? Type conversion error, that is. Type conversion error. What is that? Can I assign a name to balance? Can I assign a string to balance? What is the error? String cannot be converted to double. Now also same. String cannot be converted to city. Are you clearer or not? String cannot be converted to city. Sorry, cities. String cannot be converted to cities. Is that clearer or not? Okay. One more thing. I don't know why this worked. First time failed and second time worked. It should not. But earlier, when we have used this, it worked. Did they modify this? I don't know. I think that got changed. The feature was enabled or something. Earlier it doesn't work. Even your notes also, you'll have a string interpolation. Maybe they modified or changed or something. It's working. Concatenation is also working now. Okay. If it works, no issue. But earlier we have a problem, guys. What is that? Concatenation doesn't work, but right now it is working up here. Okay, if it works, use it here. If it doesn't work, go for string interpolation. Depends upon your Visual Studio IDE version also. If you are using any old version of the Visual Studio IDE, it should not work. But in the latest, if they have modified this, I don't know. Okay, in the notes are given only string interpolation. Okay. Okay. So are you clear? We add a new property in the code now. What is the new property? City. It's a read-write property, right? It is a read-write property, but enumerated. What's it? Enumerated property. What is the enumerated property? A property with a list of values to choose from. A property with a list of values to choose from. I'll put all the values before you, choose from the list now. Okay. Next. I want to define a property called as state. I want to define a property called as state. I want a string property or state. I want to define it as a string property, comma, underscore, state. Here I'll say underscore state is equals to Karnataka. Okay, underscore state is equals to Karnataka. And then let's define a property. Public string state, get, return state, set. What is it? If underscore status underscore state is equals to value. Just a normal property, nothing special in this. Right? Now I will come here. I will try to write console dot write line. Customer state. I want to modify obj.state is equals to Telangana. Modified state. Working. Nothing special here. Just a normal read-write property you are getting setting. Okay, answer my question. The property is public, right? Public means anyone can get, anyone can set now. If I define protected, the getter set operations will work only from child class. If I declare internal, the getter set operations works only within the project. Are you remember now all the 6 options? Well, now guys, I have a different requirement now. What is the requirement, you know? I want get to be public and set to be protected. Did you understand me or not? Means get should be accessible to everyone, but set should be accessible only to child classes. Got it or not? But if I change the scope here to protected, that applies both to get and set also. If I say public applies to both get and set also. If I say internal applies both to get and set also, right? But the client has asked me a different kind of requirement like this. What is it? The get should be accessible to anyone, but set should be accessible only to the child. Why like that? Say, you visit the IRCTC website, who can view the ticket availability? Who can see the ticket availability in the site? Anyone? Who can book the ticket? Who can book the
Valid.
Only registered users can book the ticket. If you want to see the availability, anyone can see the availability. But if you want to book a ticket, only registered users can book the ticket now. See the difference. Now here also, get should be accessible to anyone now, but set should be accessible only to children. They are registered users, but here, children. Got it or not? If this is the case here, earlier when we have these type of requirements, we used to write two separate properties. One is like public string get state. Second one, protected string set state. First one, get state, read only property. Public, anyone can get the value now. Second one, set state, write only property. It is a write only property, but protected. But protected. Did you understand me or not? It is protected now. And who can assign a value? Only child class can assign a value. But we need to write two separate properties like this. We need to write two separate properties like this. One has a get state, one has a set state. Two separate names again. Okay? Without this confusion or without writing two separate properties, in C# 2.0, they introduced us a feature. What is the feature, you know? Without writing two, now you can use the scope directly on the accessor itself. Now you can use the scope directly on the accessor itself. Get is public. Why? If you don't apply anything, automatically global scope will apply now. Set is protected. Why? We have applied a local scope. Anytime when local and global are there, first preference always goes to local only, not to global. If local is not there, then only global. So for set, local scope is there, so protected. For get, local scope is not there, so public. So now this is also a read-write property, correct or not? With a different scope to each property accessor. Did you understand me? This is a read-write property with different scope to each property accessor, introduced in C# 2.0 version, 2.2 version. It's a feature added in C# 2.0 version. Got it or not? Okay, so but this is also a read-write property. So I'm all showing you different properties. Each property I'm showing a different feature to you. Understood or not? With each property I'm trying to show you a different feature. So till now we defined 6 properties. See now, an error is waiting for you in the test customer now. What is the error? See now, earlier that assignment worked, now giving error. Why? The current class is not a child class of customer. Okay, remember. So let me comment this. Write a comment here. What? Assignment fails because the current class is not a child of customer. The current class is not a child of customer. Are you clearer or not? Okay, so that is the problem. Because current class is not a child of customer, the assignment will fail for you. You can only get, but you cannot set. If you want to set, first you should become a child. Then only set operation works. I hope you guys are clear. Understood all of you? Okay, next. Just remember, what are the steps we are following to define a property? Tell me. First step. Declare a field. First step, declare a field. Second step, initialize the field. Third step, write the property. Define the property. First step, declare a field. Second step, initialize the field. Third step, define the property. Are you clear? Okay. I have a doubt. Can't I define a property without a field? Can't I define a property without a field? When I ask this question, really, I have a doubt. How is it possible? Because in the property, you are representing the field and writing the logic now. Yes or not? In the property, you are representing the field and writing the logic. When you are representing the field and writing the logic, how will it be possible to write a property without a field? When I ask this question, what is your answer? No, it should not be possible. Why? Because inside the property, you are representing the field only and writing the code now. Yes or not? But, guys, in C# 3.0, they introduced a feature. What is it, you know? Automatic or auto-implemented property. What is that? Automatic or auto-implemented property. What is that? You can define a property without a field also. You can define a property without a field also. Concentrate here. I want to define a property called as a country. In a general process, what should I do first? I should first declare a field. Second, initialize the field. Third, define the property. But watch it here. I am directly writing a property called as country. Okay. Now you'll have a doubt. Sir, you don't have a field now. Now what will you write in get and set? What will you write in get and set? Because the get should return the field value. Set should take the field value now. I won't write anything at all. That's all. This is what we call as a enumerated property. Sorry. What is that? Auto-implemented property. This is what we call as a auto-implemented property. Understood me or not? Okay, this is what we call as a auto-implemented property introduced in C# 3.0. Are you clear? But remember a point. We can use these properties only when you don't have any extra logic inside of the block. We can use this property only when we don't have any extra logic inside of the block. So, can I use this automatic property for a state means? The answer is no. Why? There is a condition here. Can I use this in case of city means? No. Can I use it in the case of balance means? Double no. Why? Get also has a condition, set also has a condition. Can I use it in the case of name? No. Can I use it in the case of status? Yes. Automatic property suits here now. Why? There is no condition. There is no condition. Can I use it in the case of customer ID means? The answer is no again. Why, sir? Because when you are implementing an automatic property or auto-implemented, it must to write both get and set also. It is must to write both get and set also. You cannot write only get or you cannot write only set. It is must to define both get also, set also. Why, sir? Because, listen, if set is not there, assignment cannot be performed. Correct or not? But tomorrow, if I want to initialize this country, I require to go to the constructor, and in the constructor only I should say country is equals to India. Means initialization is done in constructor only, but not to the field. You initialize the property directly now. See, there is no underscore. See the differentiation now. We don't have underscore, means that is not a field. What are you initializing? Property only. Means are you assigning a value or not? If set is not there, how will assignment work now? If set is not there, how will the assignment work now? Are you getting me or not? So what I said to you, it is mandatory to define both get also, set also. If the property is a automatic or auto-implemented property. What is this? Automatic or auto-implemented property. Introduced in C# 3.0 version. In the C# 3.0 version, it was introduced. But now we'll have a doubt. Sir, you are not writing a condition in the set now. So country can be modified even the status is false now. Yes or not? Country can be modified even though status is false. But you said modification is not allowed when the status is false now. But if you write like this, problem now. Yes or not? Actually, my plan is I want it to be read only. I want it to be read only. Read only means you should remove the set. But set cannot be removed. Both get and set are mandatory. Then how are you going to make it read only then? Use the previous feature here. That's all. Out of the class, no one can modify the value now. Within the class, only assignment works. Within the class, no need condition now. Condition is required only outside the class. But out of the class, set is not accessible to you. What is accessible? Only get. Means it is like a read-only property only now. Yes or not? It is like a read-only property only now. Okay. So come here. I am trying to print you the customer country. Obj dot country. Sorry. You assign a value to country, right? Okay. I want to modify the country. Possible, huh? Obj dot country is equals to something I want to try like assigning a value. It's an error. Clearly telling you set accessor is inaccessible. Understand, this is not read only. It is read write only. But scope restricted. Understood the difference between read only and this one? This is not read only. This is read write only. But write is possible only within the class. Suppose if I say internal, write will be possible only within the project. If I say protected, write will be possible only within the child class. It's not a read only property. It is read write only with a restricted scope. Got it or not? Okay, so that's what. Fine. So are you guys clear about auto implemented property? When should I use them? When there is no extra logic. When there is no extra logic, then use automatic or auto implemented properties. In which version they came? 3.2. But what is the drawback I said you? It must to write both get and set. I cannot write only get and I cannot write only set. Compulsory both get and set should be defined. But finally, in C#6, that problem was removed off. That restriction was removed off. What restriction? Compulsory to write get and set restriction was removed off from now. From which version? From C#6. Say public continent. Okay. I want to write only get. Write it. Sir, if set is not there, how will you initialize it? Problem, na? You can initialize it directly on the same line. Auto property initializer. C#6.7. Initialization done on the same line only now. Are you getting me or not? Earlier we used to initialize in the constructor, but now on the same line you can just go for initializing this. So public string continent get is equals to, and I'm assigning a value. Will it work? Yes, it. Guys, don't forget, this is read only. This is read only. Continent. Obj dot continent. Should get the value. And if you try to assign, understand the error messages correctly. Earlier I did not say you read only. Earlier it said you set accessor is non-accessible. But now it is telling you read only. You can't assign. Understood? So totally 8 properties are defined for you, man. With every property, I tried to show you something new feature or a different behavior. First one, a simple read-only property. Second one, read-write property. Third one, a read-write property with a condition in set access. Okay. Fourth one, a read-write property with a condition in both get and set access. Fifth one, a read-write property which is enumerated. Okay. Sixth one is also read-write property with a different scope to each property access are introduced in C# 2.2. Next, automatic or auto implement properties introduced in C# 3.2, and the enhancement only for that. Auto property initializer is an enhancement to automatic property. That's all. In automatic property, what they said is both get and set should be defined. But later on, they enhanced it and said, okay, don't write set, initialize on the same line, no need to go to constructor again. No need to go to constructor again. But if you try to use a old version of the Visual Studio, you will get an error if you don't write a set. Understood me or not? Okay, but we are always using the latest. I can write it like this. So what I'm trying to tell is suddenly somewhere you see a old code, you should not be again confused with that. That's why I'm telling you the old one, how the things got changed in the latest, all the things I'm step by step elaborating and telling you each and every of the things now. Okay, so even if you see old code also, there should not be any confusions anywhere. I hope you guys are clear. Understood about properties? Okay. Properties are basically used in two different scenarios, man. We use properties for two reasons. One, representing the attributes. Representing the attributes, that's what we discussed. If a class is an entity, attributes should be represented as properties now. And now we can have restrictions for that. Get, set, get and set, with conditions, without conditions, read only, write only, different scope to access specifies, all these things we learned, enumerated. Lot of features. Okay, all these things. The second area where we use properties, do you guys remember this point? Once I explained you about constructor overloading. When I explained you constructor overloading, we have discussed about this concept. What is it? Suppose if your class has two fields, and if you want to initialize these fields in a mix and match combination, if you want to initialize the fields in a mix and match combination, you are required to define 2 power n constructors in that class. Remember or not? I have taken this an example with 2 fields and I defined 4 constructors. We done all the permutations and calculations there. When we go for 2 fields, suppose the 2 fields are A and B. What are the permutations and combination? None. Only A. Only B. Both. Yes or not? Same way you have 3 fields now, A, B and C. None. Only A. Only B. Only C. Next. Both A and B. Both A and C. Both B and C. Next. All 3. First case, how many are there? 4 combinations. Second case, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Array, we discussed on this here, 2 power n. If 4 fields are there, how many constructors will come? 2 power 4 means 16. 5 fields are there, 2 power 5, 32. 6 fields are there, write down here, 64 constructors in the class now. If the 7th field comes, you require 128 constructors in the class now. Are you ready? Are you ready to write it? Who will write these many number of constructors? We will not be in a position to write that many number of constructors in the code now. Yes or not? Imagine here, I was defined with a class. I have a class with 5 fields defined. I have a class with 5 fields defined. And I need to initialize the 5 fields in a mix and match combinations. Then I should write 32 constructors in the code now. How lengthy it is. Fields are 5, but constructors are 32. And no one will be ready to write that much of coding now. Yes or not? That really looks hectic. That really looks hectic. You can reduce that particular problem, means you can resolve that problem also with properties. You can resolve that problem also with properties. Did you understand me? Yes or not? So let us try this. Look guys, I was adding a class in my project. We'll name the class as test student. What is it? Test student. I want to see in the previous example here, we have a class called customer and a separate class called as test customer. Just to be clear, I defined you two separately, but you can write both in one only. Array, watch. I can define it like this also, na. Array, there I defined two separate files. The customer is in one file, test customer is in another file. But here what did I do? Student and test student defined in the same file. No problem, na. Okay. If you want to write separately, write in two separate files. That's your choice. But you can write in one file also. Now, I have 5 attributes to the student here. How many? And I want to initialize the 5 in a mix match combination. That is the requirement. I want to initialize the 5 in a mix match combination. That is the requirement. Okay then. Declare the 5 fields and write 32 constructors. Declare the 5 fields and write 32 constructors. When I say like this, sir, 32 constructors are. Yes or not? Okay, if I say write this, write a program for 10 times means, you'll, sir, 10 times, you'll ask, na? Now see, 32 constructors. Now you'll say, sir, 32 constructors, very lengthy. Am I correct? Okay then, we'll do one thing. For the 5 fields, without writing 32 constructors, we'll write 5 properties. That is easy, na? Array, writing 5 properties is easy, na? We'll do that. Okay, just a second. Just a minute. Okay, have a look. These are the 5 fields here. ID, class, name, marks, fees. Now initialization should be done in a mix match combination now. So without writing 32 constructor, what is the simplest one? Writing 5 properties is easy. Writing 5 properties is easy. So let me define your 5 properties. Check it out. ID, class, name, marks, fees. 5 properties. This is easy, na? Okay, we done it. Now, come here. I want to initialize the fields in a mix match combination now. Are you getting me? Okay. General process, 32 constructors. With one constructor we pass ID. With one constructor we pass name. With one constructor class. And the constructor fees. And the constructor marks. Next, ID name. ID class. ID marks. ID fees. Like this, you're required to keep on defining now. Okay. I'm going to create the instance of the student class. I'm going to create the instance of the student class. Which constructor I used? How much time here? Which constructor? Brainless. Default constructor, na? Which constructor? Default constructor. Default constructor will initialize all the fields with default values. Now, I want to print it now. Console dot write line. Yes, one. I want to print it. Array, if you print, it will not print the values. It will print the name of the class. Do you remember that? It will not print you the values. What it prints you? Name of the class. Because it will call you the write line method which takes object as a parameter. That will internally call the toString. The toString returns the class name. Prints it. I already explained all these things for you in the matrix class when I was explaining overriding to you. So what is the output now? Class name. Read line is not there. But if I want to see the values, what we need to do? Override the toString method in the class now. We need to override the two-string method in the class and I want to print the values line by line. ID, name, class, fees, marks, line by line I want to print it. Okay, we'll override the two-string method. You know this already. I'm overriding the two-string method and trying to print you all the values line by line now. And watch it. All are null, yeah. Default constructor initializes all fields with null. That's what you see now. That's what I want to show you. All are null. But if you want to initialize with the values, what do you need? A parameterized constructor. What do you need? Parameterized. But what is the problem? If you want to initialize all the 5, I'll define a constructor with 5 now. Not a problem. But here the requirement is not like that. The user is telling sometimes I'll initialize only 1. Sometimes I'll initialize 2. Sometimes I'll initialize 3, 4, 5. And that combinations I don't know. And if I want to satisfy the user for all the combinations, I need to write 32 constructors in the code. How many? 32 constructors in the code, which is not going to be easy task. Correct? Huh? Okay, don't worry about it. You did not define any constructor now. This is a new feature added in C# 3.0, guys. What you know? Without opening the round braces, open curly braces here. Generally, we open round braces now, open curly braces. Now, inside of it, you will get access to all the properties. Initialize whatever you want. Initialize whatever you want. I want to initialize only ID is equals to 1001. See, only ID is initialized and remaining all are null. Understood or not? I want to initialize ID and name also. Remaining all are null. I want to initialize class. I want to initialize marks. I want to initialize fees. Check it out. You're initializing them now as per your requirement. See, now I can create, listen carefully, I can create 32 instances like this now. How many? With the different combinations. With the different combinations. Okay, just for example, watch. I'm not creating 32, just 4 or 5 I'll create for you. Second one. I want to initialize only ID, name, and class. ID, name, and class. I don't want to initialize marks and fees. Okay, now? Third one, I want to initialize ID, class, fees. Fourth one, I want to initialize ID. Okay. Marks and fees. Array, I'm just changing the combinations now. 2, 3, 4. Check. Oh, all are combining off. Just a minute. Check it out. First one, all are initialized. Second one, only 3 are initialized. Remaining 2 have default values. Or even a parameterized constructor also will do the same thing only. You define a constructor with 3 parameters, remaining 2 will be default values now. Now got it. See? 135. 145. Array, now can I have 1, 2, 4? Tell me 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 5. Array, 32 combinations. You can have all the 32. Now tell me, writing 32 constructors is easier or writing 5 properties is easier? Tomorrow you have 10 also. No need to write 2 power 10 constructors in the code now. What you write? 10 properties in the code. Immediately the feature gets starting enable. What is the feature? Object initializer. What is that? Object initializers introduced in C# 3.0. Introduced in C# 3.0. And remember, you'll have a doubt here. What is the doubt? Sir, which constructor is it using? Which constructor is it using? You did not define any constructor in the class, na? Then which constructor is there here? Array, default only, na? Default constructor only it uses. Which constructor? Default constructor only. Understood? And remember, I'll prove you it uses default constructor. Now see, in the class, I am writing a constructor like this, public student something, int x. Now you define a constructor explicitly, na? Array, when explicit constructor is there, implicit constructor won't be there. So default constructor is missing in the class. And all this error. Take it out, all this an error. Why? It uses default constructor. It uses default constructor. If you want this feature to work, default constructor is mandatory. That can be implicitly defined or explicitly defined. That is your choice, but that must be there. See, the error is and it is telling you did not pass the value for x, and see, clearly showing you I am representing to the constructor which takes int as a parameter because there is no default constructor. Sir, if I define a default constructor in the code, will it work? Yes, it will. Public. You defined it now? See there, no error. So which constructor is it using? Default constructor. This is the second advantage with properties. This is the second advantage with properties. First advantage, exposing the field values in different ways. Read only, write only, read, write with conditions, enumerated, all the things what I said here. Second one, it will reduce the pain of defining multiple constructors in the code. It will reduce the pain of defining multiple constructors in the code. Frankly speaking, you can avoid constructor. You can avoid the constructor in your code now. I did not use constructors in this scenario now. Are you clearer or not? Okay, so that is the second advantage what you have with the properties. Well guys, have a look. Let us come here. Read this. A property is a member that provides a flexible mechanism to read, write, or compute the values of a private field. Are you clear? Private field. Properties can be used as if they are public fields. Array, property looks like field only, man, until we say no one knows it is a property. Field and property looks like same only. How do you assign a value to a field and how do you assign a value to property? Same process. That's why properties can be used as if they are public fields, but they are special methods called. So what is methods? Yes, yeah. Already I said you. Get represents a value returning method. Set represents a non-value returning method with parameters. So internally these are methods only. But what we call them? Accessors. Second point. How many ways? How many? 4 different ways. The access can be given in 4 different ways. But till now we saw only 2. What are the 2? One is public. Second one is private associated with property. We have 2 more options. We have 2 more options. What are the 2 more options? Indexers, deconstructors. What are the 2 options? Indexers and deconstructors. All these 4 are same only, man. Public fields, properties, indexers, deconstructors. All these 4 are for exposing the values only. But we'll try to understand when to use what going forward. First, today we talked about properties. Tomorrow we'll talk about Indexers and deconstructors will get a conclusion. When to use properties, when to use indexes, we'll get a conclusion there. But all these are same only. What? Properties, indexers, deconstructors. Understood me? Okay, see the first option. What is the first option? Access can be given outside of the class. See, a public class, public field. See, we can get or set a value to the field. Yes or not? See this. Getting and setting. Read the note. I very clearly taught you this point. We don't have any control on the value. You don't have control on the value at all now. You will completely lose control of the value. That is the drawback of public fields. That is the drawback of the public fields. Second, second option is property. Three different ways it can provide the access. First one, only get access, only set access, both get and set access. Next, how to define a property? Modify as type name. Get some statements. What do you call? Get accessor. Set some statements. What do you call? Set accessor. So we call them as a get accessor and set accessor. Are you clearer or not? Okay, get accessor, set accessor. We write the two things here. Next, read it. First point. Understood? One or two code blocks representing a get accessor or read get access or and or a set accessor. Both can be done or either or can be present. Okay, next. I said you this point in the last class. Do you remember? Get accessor resembles a value returning method without a parameter. Set accessor resembles a non-value returning method with a parameter. Read the third point. There is an implicit parameter. Do you remember? What is the implicit parameter? Value. And what is the type? Property type only. Property type only. Okay, next. Only get, read only. Only set, write only. Both get and set. Read, write. Read the remarks. What is it telling? You can give any scope to a property, and apart from that, you can give different scope for get and set also. Get can be public, set can be protected. We already saw the two examples in the code. Next point. Properties can be static also. Example, background color property of console. It's a static property only. Console dot background color. Next point. You can declare properties as virtual also and override them in the child class. And while overriding, you can use a sealed and also perform sealing. All these things learned with the methods, remember? You can apply on property also. Next. That is also possible. You can define a property as abstract. You can define a property as abstract. And child class has to implement it. Child class has to implement it. See what did I done? First, I defined a code file with the name cities. Enum. Second, a class customer, and this is a customer class with I said you all. I write on the comments for you for clarity, guys. Read only property, read write property with the condition in set accessor, with the condition in get and set accessor, enumerated with a different scope to each property accessor, automatic or auto implemented property, auto property initializer. It's a auto property initializer. Read the note. Talking about the value works like a parameter. The value works like a parameter. And then enumerated property. Under enum, console color. Console dot background color is equals to console color dot blue. An enum is a distinct type that consists of a set of named constant values called as enumerator list. It is usually it is best to define an enum directly within a namespace so that all classes in the namespace can access it with equal convenience. However, an enum can be nested within a class or structure. What is that? It is telling you a good practice to define an enum is under the namespace. We done the same thing only. We defined an enum under namespace only. But it is telling you it is possible to define enum inside a class also, inside a structure also. We did not do that here, but that is possible. Where you can define? Inside a class. You'll have a doubt. Sir, class is a type, enum is a type. How can you define an enum inside a class? That is only it is telling you. Nested. What is that? Nested type. What is it? A type inside another type. Enum type can be defined inside a class type as well as inside a structure type also. If you have defined that is called as a nested type, but I don't suggest it. Reason, when you are trying to consume from other places, it will become a lengthy statement again. Namespace name dot, class name dot, enum name dot, value. Readability will not be there. Understood or not? Namespace dot, class dot, enum dot, value. That will be lengthy. Okay, but option is there. And is a syntax to define an enum. And is an example. See, I given another example now. Days. Are you clear? And see, I am defining a. What are the steps to define an enumerated property? First, you are required to define an enum. Second step, declare a field. Explain all three options, remember? Third step, define the property. That is the property you are defining now. This is another example for you. One example is in your notes. One example is in your class. Another example is in your notes now. Two examples are there. Okay. And lastly, auto implemented. In C# 3.0 and later, auto implemented properties make property declaration more concise. Concise means small, yeah. With no additional logic, when no additional logic is required in the, you must remember that one. You can use only when there are no additional logics. Example, country property in our customer class. But up to C# 5.0, it is important to remember that auto implemented properties must contain both get and set blocks, either with the same access modifier or different also. Whereas from C# 6.0, it is not mandatory because of a new feature called auto property initializer, which allows to initialize a property at declaration time. So you can define the country property like this. For this example, I given you continent in the class. I defined you continent in your code there. Am I clearer or not? The next class is test customer. From here we consumed all the properties now. All the properties, say conditions, status active, all operations fail, status inactive, all operations fail, Status active, all operations will succeed. What is shown you in the classroom, everything I've written you there. Understood? Finally, object initializers let you assign values to any accessible property of an instance at creation time without having to explicitly invoke a without invoking a parameterized constructor. You can initialize the properties straight away. You can use object initializer to initialize type objects in a declarative manner without explicitly invoking a constructor for the type. Object initializers will use the default constructor for initializing fields through properties. Fields are initialized through properties now. So the object initializer will take the responsibility to initialize all the fields through the properties without a constructor. So constructors can be avoided. You can use properties now. Understood? This is the example I shown you. Student, all 5 properties, the toString method. Finally, see, I created 6 different instances and trying to print all the 6 on screen. Understood? Okay, try this, guys. Tomorrow we'll talk about 2 more things, indexers and deconstructors, but those are also for exposing the values only. Indexers are also to expose the values. Deconstructors are also for exposing the values only. Okay, let's stop it here. We'll meet tomorrow. Arey Sandeep, I said you for properties only here. I said all the 4 remarks for property.